Hello everyone, Fanta here, you're watching FANTAVISION, and today we're doing another Tales from Retail. But we're doing a real Tales from Retail. It's been a while since we've had a real one where I come back and talk about how it was working in retail in my shoes. And you know what? We finally have a real one. But hey, this again was given to me by a fan. So thank you, good sir. Your name is down in the description. Thank you so much. So what is today's Tales from Retail? What exactly could I be talking about? What have I missed? I missed talking about the people that came in at the very last second. The people that you always say, I don't want to be that guy. And those are the people you're talking about. I don't want to be that guy when it comes to showing up to a business right before they close, a restaurant right before they close. Any place that is about to close up, you don't want to be that guy who is preventing these people from going home, from closing up, from finishing their day. You don't want to be that person that ruins theirs. Now, I have briefly mentioned some of my experiences in past videos from probably over a year ago at this point, and I want to just kind of reiterate this because it seems like a lot of people have been doing this lately to businesses because the hours have shifted. Now, I don't blame a lot of people that are doing it because of the hour shift. I blame the people that keep doing it even after they know that the hours are different now. And I want to go in order of places that I worked. So let's go ahead and start with the Chinese restaurant. Now, when I was a busboy at the Chinese restaurant, I didn't make anything. I made probably less than minimum wage, and they most likely put in the books that I was making minimum wage so they didn't have to make up for it and pay me more. So at the end of the night, when I've dealt with all the customers, I've been cleaning tables all day, been getting people drinks, been setting the tables back up, been cleaning the silverware, I basically had to do a billion different things at once while the waitresses and waiters just kind of brought them their food and still got the lion's share of the tips. I'm not bitter, I'm just saying. So at the end of the night, when I know whatever customer comes in, I'm making probably 10% of what the tips are for that table. So I couldn't give a shit if 50 people came in because I'd make at most an extra $5 to $10. I just want to go home. It's been a long day. I'm tired. So I had something called the hate hour. We closed at about 9 o'clock. So whenever somebody came in past 8, I wanted to put them down. I got really upset when somebody would come in 20 minutes beforehand because it takes them forever to cook the food. It takes them forever to decide what they want to eat. It takes them forever to just kind of eat the food. Now you may be thinking, Fanta, that's a whole hour that you're upset with people before close. An hour isn't that bad before close. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why it's bad. Because during that hour, if somebody comes in, other people are going to come in, look around, and they're going to decide, oh, it's okay to eat here, other people are. Instead of thinking, oh, I'll just take this to go, which a lot of people would otherwise because they go, oh, well, this place is completely empty. I don't want to inconvenience these people, and I'll go ahead and just get my food and leave. It's Chinese food. Why not do that? It was a tiny restaurant. It's not like the decorations were really nice. The music was terrible. Everything about the place was not a nice establishment. There was no reason for people to not take their food to go. So during this hour, I would forgive the people in the first 10 or 20 minutes into that hour because I knew those people would be gone. But if you came in 30 minutes before we closed, I knew you were going to be holding me up because what we like to do was to start cleaning up a little bit before we close so we can leave as soon as possible. Because you can't just close the restaurant. Once you close the restaurant, congratulations, you are now 10% of the way to be able to actually leave because you still have to clean and sort the silverware. You still have to clean all the menus. You still have to clean all the tables. You still have to make all the tables again. You gotta fold all the napkins back into those weird little triangle things. You gotta make sure that the waiters and waitresses actually tip you out for the night. And then you finally get to sit down and eat food after smelling it all day. I think the best example of the worst people I can think of were the huge parties that would come in 10 minutes before close because 15 people can't eat an entire dinner in 10 minutes. It just doesn't happen. I've had to stay several hours past close because these families would just sit there and talk like it was just their living room, and they'd order a ton of food. They'd keep sitting there. They just keep getting refills and all their drinks. And it's like, what are you doing? How inconsiderate are you that you couldn't just take this food home and then have, your family just talk it up for hours? If they came in earlier, that's fine. Like, if people want to spend hours in the restaurant, I don't care. I'm not complaining about that. I am instead addressing those that think it's okay to go to a restaurant right before they close and then keep everybody there extra time just because you want to talk. It doesn't make any sense. The hours are on the door before they walk in. You can see the hours online. There's no reason that these people don't know what time it is. And the thing is, the owner would not let us go, we only have this many minutes till we're closed, or we're closed, could you please hurry up a little bit, or something like that. Something to gently remind them that, hey, you're being an inconsiderate asshole right now. Would you mind leaving? I get so upset about these people because I just don't understand what is going on in their mind. I can't fathom what makes them think that behavior is okay. And I don't know. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. It breaks my brain and makes me mad. At GameStop, this would happen all the time. People would come in right before we close, about 5 minutes, walk around, read every single case, and then buy nothing and leave. It was the most frustrating thing on the planet. What was just as annoying is when somebody brings in, actually this is worse, they bring in their entire video game collection, including consoles, and go, yeah, I want to trade this in. Do you understand how long it takes to do a trade-in for a bunch of games and a system? Like, systems took forever because you got to test the system, you got to wipe the system. Half the time people still have their accounts on there that are like locked. So you have to get all their information. Sometimes they don't remember it. So they got to call a bunch of people and try to figure out what the password is. Oh my God. Systems were the worst. That and phones. Phones could also be a pain in the ass too. But video game systems could be even more of a pain in the ass because, they come with a bunch of games, bunch of controllers. You got to look at everything and it's just so much time. And again, I'm fine. I am fine with somebody trading in every single system since the dawn of man if you do it in the middle of the day. I don't care. That's great. I've got something to do. I'm very happy. I'm not bored. I like doing work at work. I don't understand a lot of people think, oh, you're just lazy, duh. And a lot of these videos in the comments section. But no, I genuinely liked doing things at work because when you're doing things, what happens? The time goes by faster. So it's something you're just constantly occupying your mind. Whereas when it was dead, I feel like I'm melting into the floor and the clock is not moving and I just want people to come in so I can do something. I can talk to someone. I can help them with something, especially at GameStop. Like, I loved having customers at GameStop because I was talking about video games. But when you come in right before we close, or when we're closed, I love that one. When they would come up to the store before we're open or when we're closed, because either way, there's a metal gate all the way down. The open sign is off. And they can see that we're going through the registers and closing up, and they're knocking on the door. What do you think's gonna happen? You think we're gonna open the door we're not open right now, but you know what? Just for you, we're gonna open up. No! What is wrong with you? How entitled do you have to be to go to a place that is closed, knock on the door, and demand service?
What?
Are you open?
Read the sign.
I'll have a Krabby Patty Deluxe and a double chili kelp fries.
No, you won't.
Yeah, it was exactly like that. It was exactly like the graveyard shift episode in SpongeBob, just almost every week at GameStop. Now, Walmart never closed, so I don't really have any examples from Walmart. But man, GameStop and the Chinese food place, it's like people are oblivious that other people have lives. And they just don't care. They're like, oh, yeah, well, it's convenient for me to come in right now, so I'm going to go ahead and just do that. And both of those places, the Chinese food place, GameStop, none of those have essential items. So even those people that are like, oh, well, people could get off really late, then go a different day. Or just get takeout if it's Chinese, or have somebody else go for you to GameStop. It's not like you're buying firearms or alcohol. People can buy a video game for you and give it to you. I don't even think it's illegal for somebody to buy a rated M game for a minor. I mean, it might be something, but it's definitely not as bad as those other two things. But again, I don't blame people that don't know the new hours of these different businesses, because since this whole pandemic thing happened, hours have changed everywhere. Even Walmart. Walmart isn't 24/7 anymore. I don't understand the logic behind it. They're supposed to be sanitizing everything, but I can tell you right now, I know they're not. I really don't get the logic of taking all of the hours and then shrinking them is somehow making it safer for everyone. So you have to then shop within a more limited time frame, which means more people are going to shop during those times. You see what I mean? Like if you spread it out, there'll be people that are spread out. But if you're condensing the time, you're condensing all of your customers into that smaller time frame, which then there's more people. Whoa, using logic, it's crazy. The common theme to a lot of these Tales from Retail videos are just be considerate of others. Just be a decent human being and treat those people that are working with the general public like people. At the end of the day, everybody wants to go home. When you're done working, you want to go home, unless you're working from home right now. But when you're done with your job, you want to be done with it. You don't want other people. Can you imagine like how annoying that would be if you work in an office and just some random person comes out of nowhere? Not an employee, not your manager. A random person goes, "Hey, I'm going to keep you here a bit longer. Is that okay?" No, you'd lose your mind because you don't want to stay there longer. You want to go home. You have things to do. And even if you don't have things to do, you just want to relax. You know, you want to be out of work. You want to be clocked off. You want to be done. And especially in a job where you work with the general public, you just want to go home and you don't want to do anything. You want to be away from everybody. You want to decompress and just get ready for the next day. But a delay in that, you're killing their free time. The very small amount of free time they have with a schedule that is usually unpredictable. Let me know about your experiences in the comments down below of either somebody holding you up or accidentally doing it yourself. And I mean, I have done it. I've done it recently because I didn't know. I mean, I wasn't holding up the place past close, but I accidentally went to Total Wine right before, it was like 30 minutes before they closed, and we were out once we figured out when they actually closed that day, but we didn't know that their closing time had moved up a couple hours. And of course, like the video, subscribe for more content, and as always, have a fantastic day. See you, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed a return to form. I know it's been a bit since the last real Tales from Retail, and I've been trying to keep Tuesday at least retail related because that was my promise. I've been doing it for probably 2 years now of doing a video every Tuesday no matter what. I mean, I've been in Florida before, but I scheduled a video to go up while I was gone. I don't want to miss a day, and so far I haven't. It's pretty crazy. I should be able to stream tonight, and when I do stream, it's about 7:30 p.m. on, and that's Pacific time. And if you guys want me to start streaming earlier, I'll try to see if I can. Maybe I'll adjust the hours so more of you guys can show up. I know that is a little bit late for some of you because Eastern time, it's already 10:30. But I'll try to figure out a time that works for everybody, and I'll try to make those a lot more regular.